Hi guys, welcome back to reading. I'm so excited to be with you again. I can't believe how fast we're moving through the week. We're almost done with week 2. Can you believe it? So we've been talking about making connections, all different types of connections. And we know that connections are when your brain thinks, hey, that reminds me of something, or that's a lot like this. And so when we make those connections, we know it helps our brain to know more. So for the last 2 days, we've been reading the book Julius, Baby of the World. And we found out that we can use what we know, our schema in our brains, to help us make a prediction. What's a prediction? Right, a prediction is a guess. So we can make guesses about what we think is going to happen next. But as the book changes and we think of different schema in our brain, our predictions can also change. So that was how we looked at making predictions. So then yesterday we talked about that there were 3 kinds of connections. So we looked at text to self, which was one kind of connection where when you think about what you read in a book and yourself, you make a connection there with the book and you, and it helps the book make sense. Well, today we're going to learn about the second kind of connection. Today's connections are called text to text. Well, we learned yesterday what text meant. What does text mean? Right, text is a book. So we're going to make book to book connections. Or this could also be a movie or some type of thing. Maybe it might not be a book, but it's something that someone else wrote. So we're going to be looking. So the book I have today is called Arthur's Baby, and it was written by Mark Brown. So before I even start reading, does this book, looking at the cover of it, does it remind you of another book we've read together? Right. It reminds me of Julius, Baby of the World. On the cover of Julius, Baby of the World, we saw Lily looking down into there at baby Julius. Here we see Arthur doing the same thing. So we can make a connection that this book might be a lot like the book we read about Lily. So our brains can already start to think, oh, maybe Arthur's not going to like having a baby. Maybe Arthur's going to change his mind about his baby. Maybe Arthur's going to help get prepared. Maybe Arthur's not going to like all the things that changes. So we can start thinking already about the other book and have some ideas about what might happen here before we even start reading. So I'm going to read this book, and as you make a connection, I want you to pause the video and write down that connection. So today you're going to use this sheet. It's called Text to Text Connections. And in the top it says, when I read about this, and you're going to draw a picture or write words about something we read in this book. And then in the bottom, you're going to tell what it reminds you of. So far, we would be able to write the cover of this book, or we could say, when I read about the cover of the Arthur Baby book, it made me think of Lily and baby Julius. Don't write that one because I just gave you that one, but I want you to think if there's anything that we read in here that makes you think of Julius, Baby of the World. On the top, you're going to write what you think, and on the bottom, you're going to write on the top, you're going to write about Arthur. On the bottom, you're going to write about Lily and Julius. So listen as I read this book. Arthur's Baby by Mark Brown. We have a surprise for you, said Mother. Try holding it over here so it doesn't glare. We have a surprise for you, said Mother and Father. Is it a bicycle? Asked Arthur. We're going to have a baby, said Mother. Oh, squealed DW, I love babies. A baby? Asked Arthur. Yes, in about 6 months, said Father. Plenty of time for us to all get ready. So far I can think about something I know. Here I can see how DW was excited about a new baby, so I could write that here. But down here, it reminds me of how Lily was excited when she found out there was going to be a baby. So they both were excited before the baby came. Arthur's friends had lots of advice. Better get some earplugs, said Binky Barnes, or you'll never sleep. Forget about playing after school, said Buster. You'll have to babysit. You'll have to change all those dirty diapers, said Muffy. And you'll probably start talking baby talk, said Francine. Do do gaga boo boo. For the next few months, everywhere Arthur looked, there were babies. More and more babies. I think babies are taking over the world, said Arthur. Don't look now, said Buster, but you could be in for triple trouble. One day after school, DW grabbed Arthur's arm. I will teach you how to diaper a baby, she said. Don't worry about diapers, said Mother. Come sit next to me. I want to show you something. Here's Arthur at age 9 months. Is that really me? Asked Arthur. Yes, said Mother. You are such a cute baby. Arthur, age 1 year. DW, age 2 months. DW, age 5 months. Look, said DW, this is me with Mommy and Daddy. Don't I look adorable? That Saturday morning, Mother took out her suitcase. Where are you going? Asked Arthur. The baby could come any day now, said Mother. I need to be ready for the hospital. Here, said DW, something for you to look at while you're there. Sunday morning, Arthur and DW found Grandma Thora fixing breakfast. You have a new sister, she said. Yippee, 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 said DW. She'll be just like me. That's what I'm afraid of, said Arthur. The next day, they went to the hospital to see the new baby. We named her Kate, said Father. I think she has your nose, said Arthur. I think she has DW's mouth, said Arthur. On Tuesday, Mother and Father brought Kate home. Everyone was acting like they'd never seen a baby before. Every time the doorbell rang, more presents arrived. They're not for you, Arthur, said DW. They're for the baby. So here I see Arthur standing over here, and he's not so sure about that baby. That reminds me of how Lily felt once her baby came home. So I could add that to my connection sheet. I could say when I see Arthur standing over in the corner, not so sure about his brother or her sister, it reminds me of how Lily felt about her brother. Arthur, don't you want to try holding Kate? Mother asked. Can I have another turn first? Asked DW. It's Arthur's turn, Mother said. I'd rather look, said Arthur. It's just as well, said DW. Arthur doesn't know beans about babies. So he's still not sure, just like Lily. A few days later, Mother needed some help. I have to go upstairs, she said. Arthur, would you watch Kate? Me? Asked Arthur. What do I do? Don't worry, said DW. I'll take care of everything. When the doorbell rang, DW answered the door. Arthur can't play, she said. He has to babysit, but you can come in and see my baby. Don't get too close, because you all have germs, and be quiet, DW said. My baby is sleeping. Look, said Francine. She opened her eyes. Stand back, said DW. She wants her bottle. Kate drank her bottle in a flash. Then she began to cry. Everyone remain calm, said DW. DW gave Kate a kiss. Kate cried louder. DW bounced Kate. Kate screamed. Arthur, quick, do something, DW said. She's your baby too. All of a sudden, she's my baby, said Arthur. Why is she crying? Asked DW. She's trying to tell you something, said Arthur. What? Asked DW. Listen carefully, said Arthur. Burp, said Kate. Is everything all right? Asked Mother. It is now, Arthur answered. And look at his happy face there. So this book reminds me of how Arthur felt, and how Arthur felt at the end reminds me of how Lily felt at the end. So what I want you to do is I want you to take this sheet that you have, and I want you to take it out right now and draw a picture or write some words of what you read in Arthur's baby. And then down in the bottom, you're going to write how it reminded you of Julius, baby of the world. So you're going to write up here where it says title, you're going to write Arthur's baby. Okay, so you can pause the video right now and copy that down if you need to. Then up here, draw a picture or write words of what happened in Arthur's to remind you about Lily. Then you're going to take a picture of this and you are going to, or I'm sorry, you're not going to take a picture of this one. This one is just for you. So when you're done though, show someone at home and how you made that connection. All right. So that is all for today for reading. You do not have anything to turn in today for reading. So I will see you back tomorrow and we're going to talk about the third and final type of connection. Bye guys.